Oh my gosh, that music change. We gotta hire a new DJ. You know what, Crappy? It's time for the game reveal. I'll go ahead and let you run the DJ table as well. Hurry up, go away. Go over to your little DJ hut there. You know what? We've got 4 games today, and the games are given out by various GMs that we have brought in throughout the years. Some of the GMs have played before and have done GMing for several years. Others have played a little bit or not played at all. We have a few GMs that are brand new this year, and actually this is one of them. I believe we've had a game before from them, but you know what? Second time's the charm. Let's go ahead and bring in the GM, Dolores Fred. I'm pretty sure you're farting out fire there. Like, seriously, what are you trying to burn here, huh, Fred? Like, is that a fire fart? Hello, Fred. No, I'm looking at your icon. Are you farting fire?
This is, in fact, I meant it to be a jet stream or something like that, but it does look like I'm farting fire.
Yeah, I like it. Like, I mean, sure, you can be a rocket, but it could be all natural gas. Anyways, yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing fine right now. We are having some issues with, with how we're tracking the game. At the moment, I'm trying to clarify a few things so we don't get into trouble later on.
Yeah, by the way, ignore what people are saying about you echoing. That is something that happened on my end. And why? I'm so confused, everybody. This is weird. Stop confusing me. Okay, because I've got Discord audio there. Perfect. What is this? Oh, this is probably... Okay. So I've got a couple things here for my setup that I had to use before, and then OBS updated and would crash every single time, so I had to add a new Discord source. Well, our new Discord source ends up... I updated OBS again, now both of them work, and that means that I have 2 Discord sources, hence the echo. It's my fault. We're done. Yeah, I know that you've been dealing a little bit with rules and such, and just making sure that everybody is on the same line of thought for how things are going. Now, it should be back in a second. I'll go ahead and share again. Hey, everybody. You know what happens when you try to get rid of a source that for some reason is working now, but it probably shouldn't be? Yeah, that's what happened to me. So, yeah, Fred is back. We're back. I tried to delete the source that was causing the echo, and it crashed OBS. This is how good OBS is at the moment, and this is why you never update, ever. Never, ever, ever. Yeah. One issue that I'm having, though, is that now I can't get your full name to show up on the overlay. Oh my gosh. Discord, you suck. You suck. Disable. There, we're good. Now your full name is showing up on the stream. I have fixed all of my problems now. Yeah, it was me talking to the D. Are you... Oh my freaking frick-frack. Why? No, keep talking to me. Keep talking to me. I'll get it, okay? Discord audio. No, you don't. Okay, monitor and output. Yeah. never update OBS. This is the most important thing in the world. If I select that, okay, talk to me now, Dolores Fred. How you doing?
Okay, let's try this again. Hello, Brosensha. How are you doing tonight?
Doing great. You're gonna hear yourself for a second, and I am disabling that, so now you can only hear me. There we go. I'm doing well. How are you?
Right, I'm a little bit anxious now that I had to work out some things about the scoring, as I mentioned earlier. So, yeah. So let me start this again.
Okay.
This is my second game, right? Last time I gave you PP Hammer, because it was a game from my childhood, right? Also because it's funny. So the background behind what I'm giving out today is actually kind of similar, because back when I started watching Kusogrand8, right? I had this idea of trying to envision how far I could get as a GM by only giving out the crap I played as a child.
Yeah.
So this is one of those games.
Ooh, I love it. What game do we have?
We have Army Moves for the Amiga.
Army moves? Oh no, where's the army going? Well, everybody will figure that out. Even though we have the Commodore 64 box here, it is the Amiga version that we gave, and all of our players will be thanking us for giving such an amazing game. They have a full hour to play it as much as they can. Whoever makes the most progress, in general, is the winner, although rules can vary a little bit depending on how things go, depending on what is in the game. I will have to recapture this, by the way, so if everything looks absolutely hideous when we jump over to the match, just know it's not my fault, okay? Not my fault, not my fault. Little Nemo, go away. Yeah, so I have to ask you, Fred, as we get ready for today, is there anything that you need to do to work out with the players to make sure that it's all set and good to go?
So from what I have seen in the match channel, they should be good to go. They are on the correct screen. I cannot hear... Oh, no, okay. I had I had your stream muted. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this music, because that's what you're going to be hearing for most of this match.
Heck yeah, this Eurobeat, I love it.
Yeah, this is a very Eurobeat rendition of the Colonel Bogey March.
Probably.
So have fun hearing this for possibly a long time. So, as far as I'm concerned, I think we can probably give the players the go-ahead.
Yeah, let me go ahead and check in with the players, and then once we get started, we can talk about how this is going to be scored and such. As long as the players have all of the information they need, then I am good to go. Yeah, I'm asking them to remove the pictures that they have over their streams. Oh my gosh.
Oh, this music is gonna grind them down.
Thank you, Dave Whitaker. You're amazing. I love you, okay? Yes, it's gonna hurt us, but that's fine, you know? Kusogrand8 is all about pain. Comet, it tastes like Listerine. Comet, it makes you vomit. So have some Comet and vomit today. Hey.
Oh no.
Okay, well, all of the players are ready. What would be good emotes to spam other than just dancing emotes? Those are good.
What would be good to stream? Soldiers, helicopters, maybe a jeep if you have one. Maybe birds for reasons that you might see later on.
We're doing the countdown. Yeah. Keep the spam coming, and here we go. And I am gonna recapture this mess. Hey, everybody. Amiga, it likes to have stupid resolutions.
All luck, no skill. Already died twice.
Uh-oh.
All of them died at least once. So, this game is a shmup. For the most part. At some point, it stops being a shmup and starts being something else.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. But oh my gosh, this is gonna be something special already. I can feel it. But this reminds me a little bit of Moon Patrol, actually. Did you ever play Moon Patrol back in the day?
I didn't, but I think I saw some commenters on different Amiga portals talk about how this reminded them of Moon Patrol, so you're probably not that far off.
Oh yeah, this is very much like Moon Patrol, which I played a decent amount when I was a kid. I didn't love it, but it was something that we had that was different, you know?
All right, we have 2 game overs already, it looks like.
Yeah!
This is going to continue on like this. So most of the scoring problems that we have was because this is technically a very short game.
Okay.
We have, what, 7 stages or something like that? And I wanted to make sure that people actually try to beat it, because as Neitzel, who tested this for me, mentioned in his notes, essentially the best way to, or the easiest way to play this game is to not play it.
Oh wait, really?
So by in certain parts of this game, by avoiding most stuff, you can reach the end of the stage easier.
Oh my gosh, beautiful.
So I told them they should try to beat the game, because we're going by stages beaten first, followed by the highest score. If multiple people have beaten the same stages, the tie will be broken by high score.
So
they have an incentive to go back and play it again for a better result.
So basically, if somebody beats the game, they need to play it again and just play better. But we are already having so many deaths. I love it. Oh my gosh. Dude.
So you might have noticed also that every time you die, you start from the beginning of the stage.
Yeah. With that said, we haven't really seen anybody make too much significant progress here.
Nope. So far, this is what I expected from people trying this for the first time. So if you look at... let me just resize this on my screen for a moment.
Yeah, sure.
So you do have a gauge that shows you how far they have gotten, where it says fuel. This ticks down, and it conveniently... your fuel runs out in exactly the moment the stage ends, right?
Oh, okay, so the fuel is also a gauge for how far you are through the level.
Yeah. We don't pay attention to that in terms of tracking, because I thought that would be tedious, because people keep dying a lot, and you would have to update this, like... You see how often you would have to update this value.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. But with that said, the players will, especially the first half hour, is learning how to make consistent progress in the game. And, the second half will be making that push to just not die, to kill as many things as possible.
Yep.
And to actually play the game, because the score will act as a pretty good tiebreaker. I would probably put my priority, though, into beating the game. So if it means missing a few points, then I would do that early on. It doesn't matter too much early on. But
most definitely, this would be my way of doing this as well. They should probably try to get as far as possible before they start grinding score. Because you see, we're playing for 5 minutes, no one has beat the first stage, and it can take a while. So, since these are auto-scrolling, right? They take about 2.5 minutes to beat the stages.
Yeah.
Oh, right, we have a completion on stage 1 by Jal.
Very nice, Jal. And I'm not too surprised. Jal is a strong player. I believe that we've had Jal possibly during the Kusogrand8 Invitational, or the Kusogrand8 GM bracket. I believe Jal gave out some games, but I could be mistaken. Oh no, we've got a helicopter
Jal
now?
used to be a GM. in earlier editions. I checked that out.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely watched. I recall having giving out Spiss Popped, which is one of my favorite games that ever appeared.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Spiss Popped is amazing.
Yeah. So stage 2 is a helicopter stage, as you can see. This changes the mechanics drastically. For now, for one, you fly from right to left now.
Yeah, the biggest thing, you don't want to be in front of the planes for very long. They shoot missiles, and they will shoot them straight, and they'll also fly straight. So just pay attention to what's coming up behind you and weave around it. But depending on what, I don't know how spawns work for this quite yet, because there's a possibility that they'll spawn at your height.
Yes, that's actually kind of a problem in this game. There's a maximum in those helicopter stages. The maximum of enemies that can be on screen at one time is 2. So basically, if 2 are on screen, you're safe if you avoid them, right? The height at which they spawn is fairly random, and the speed at which they appear is also random. So it's entirely possible that if you're too close to the edge of the screen, an enemy plane is just going to come rushing in from behind and kill you without even so much as a hello.
Yeah, everybody, it's not your fault if they touch your butt, but you can still keep your butt away from the airplane, you know?
You should.
Yeah. But, this is war. Somebody's going to try to touch your butt, and you need to learn self-defense, okay? And it's not your fault, but learn self-defense, because then you can be like,
Okay, one of our competitors said, "Oh, the pain" in the channel. So yeah. 6 minutes in, they're already, or 7 minutes in, they're already on pain, in pain. That's great.
Oh yeah.
I hope it's just it's not physical pain. I hope it shouldn't. It shouldn't be. It's not exactly like taxing on the hands to play this.
Yeah, I'd say the most taxing part is the music, but that's just because it's so extra. This is a fantastic title screen song for like Commodore 64 and Amiga. In-game song, maybe it's a little too much for something that goes for an hour during this match. Holy crap.
It's very over-the-top happy for the type of game that this wants to be.
Yeah, like, I could do some good sci-fi beats. I've done a little Commodore 64 music before. I know how to do it. I could.
Yeah, they use a tracker. There's still a very active Amiga music scene. Okay, so All Luck No Skill actually managed to complete stage 1 on 5 lives. That's very, very good to see.
Nice.
So that's a good position to be in. Also, by the way, if you look at All Luck No Skills screen, you see those pods on the floor there, right?
Yes.
Those will shoot projectiles at you.
Okay. Can you bomb them?
And basically, you can drop a bomb on them. But you see, the bombs are very, very slow. And you can also only have one of them on screen at a time.
Okay. Yeah,
so it's not like during the Jeep stage where you can just press the fire button and it will just continue on auto fire.
Yeah.
You will have to be more precise in... there you could see an enemy plane just rush from behind and touch All Luck No Skill on the butt.
Honestly, though, I'm thinking like Atari and Commodore 64, it was pretty common, a lot more common than NES, to have bullets and such that, you cannot shoot another one until it's off the screen, but like you can shoot it immediately. And yeah, you can see the bomb spam if you're right against the ground. It just goes as quickly
Yeah,
as possible.
It's a common tactic for like quick kills on bosses and things like that.
Yep. That's also a strategy that I use when playing Millipede. It would be useful in Centipede as well. Get things that are as close to you as possible so that you can shoot as quickly as possible just by holding the button down. Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad that most games do not do that these days. You know, you've got a set fire rate. It doesn't matter if it hits something or not, you will be able to fire at this specific rate. And it makes it a lot more tolerable rather than like, oh no, I missed my shot. I have to wait 3 seconds until it's off the screen.
Yeah, that can get tedious.
That's not how guns work. Okay? You do not have to wait for the bullet to hit before you can fire another shot.
It would kind of depend on the gun. If you have like a Civil War front loader or something like that, it would take a while until you can shoot again.
Yeah, but it's not dependent on on your bullet still flying through the air, you know?
That's true. That's true. So now, now you mentioned Atari games and such. So
yeah.
It might be a good point to mention now that this isn't originally an Amiga game. This is just the version of the game that I knew as a child, right? So I think the earliest versions of this game were Amstrad CPC, ZX Spectrum kind of things.
Yep. From what I can see, in 1986, this version for Amiga and C64 and MSX was 87, and then Atari ST and DOS in 88 and 89, respectively. So, yeah, they definitely put out quite a few versions of this.
Yeah, this port wasn't done by the team that did the original Army Moves game. It still lists the developer Dynamic Software, which is a Spanish developer, and as you could see, Mark Dawson, Simon Butler, Dave Whitaker, they're not exactly Spanish sounding. So this was a team that just ported this.
Yep. And for sure, I do see ZX Spectrum. You've got Spanish names credited.
Yep. Correct.
So yeah, you're absolutely correct. David Whitaker. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
On a related note, Dynamic Software is one of my favorite and least favorite developers of that era generally.
Okay.
They put out a lot of DOS games mostly, and they were usually very poor quality. Like poor quality, they were often in like CGA graphics.
Oh, but they made a Don Quixote game? Sound. I want to play the Don Quixote text adventure game. Maybe not.
So Amazing Toaster. No, it wasn't Amazing Toaster. Who was it? Yeah, Psycho Volpes in chats, and apparently the Spanish version has non-bogey march music. So essentially, only the Amiga version has this song.
Okay.
So this is Dave Whitaker's doing here.
Well, David Whitaker is a legend. Come on, he's been working like on all of the Lego games, doing audio for them. You know, Road Rash for Sega Saturn. We go back to The Lion King for NES. Come on.
Dave Whitaker is an absolute legend. This might not be his proudest moment, probably, but it's here, and the song isn't like it's not like poorly made or anything. It just grinds you down with time.
I'm fine with it. To be fair, looking at David Whitaker's history, he did do quite a bit of music that was based off of tunes that were already out there. Lemmings, for example, based on a lot of folk songs, and I just loved, like, back when I was Mormon, every once in a while there would be like a hymn or two that popped up, and I'm like, this is from Lemmings. Heck yeah! Time to sing a Lemmings song at church. It was good stuff. It was good.
So there appears to be more confusion about the scoring here. Ties are broken by a high score. Score is the tiebreaker, but when they reach the score, it doesn't matter. That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that, our referees right now are just making sure that they have the scoring correct and that they know how the score is going to work. So, yeah, the first thing is who makes it the farthest through the game, who gets to the latest level in the game. And then if everybody has done that, or if everybody has beaten the game, then that will be determined based off of who got the highest score at any point during the gameplay.
First order of business for them is to try to get as far as possible. I think it should be safe to assume that they're not going to finish the game.
That's probably... Wait, how many levels are there?
There's 7 stages.
Oh, that's all. Okay.
I mean, technically you can. If you play it perfectly, you can beat it in about 15 minutes.
Luckily, self-defense in this game actually gets you scores, so it's not a bad idea, to keep racking up as many points as you go, as long as you're not putting yourself in dangerous situations where you're gonna die.
Correct. Maybe they will figure out how the plane spawns work, and then maybe they can get a bit further in the helicopter stages.
Now, speaking about that, getting further, how the placements are working, we do have several refs behind the scenes who are helping out to make sure that things are running all right. The refs for this match are Linkura, Nakarashi, Soberdorf, and Yugi, with Notelecta helping out as well. And I see Notelecta typing occasionally in chat to clarify things for the various viewers here. Thank you all so much for helping us actually be able to do this and not be super confused about who won, because there are 4 screens to watch. The refs, you are all fantastic, and I love being able to shout you out, so thank you for helping.
I was just about to say that our luck no skill managed to get the pattern down and as to how to avoid the rockets. And in that moment, he got killed by a rocket.
Oh no!
Or they got killed. I actually don't.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
All right. Let's see. All right, the stages, right? I've said it's 7 stages, right? So you start on this Jeep stage, and it's the only Jeep stage in the game. After that, you have 3 stages where you're a helicopter and try to reach the end. Oh, by the way, in those helicopter stages, you actually have to land your helicopter on the landing pad at the end. And if you miss it, your fuel will run out and you die. So you have to pay attention to your fuel.
Yeah. That's a little bit of a pain, having to refuel, but it's not uncommon for that era. I'm just thinking of other games that I've played that required refueling that were a huge pain, and I think Blue Max, if I'm not mistaken, that was another war game. That one you flew in a plane, sort of in an isometric style, and yeah, occasionally you had to land on one of the runways in order to refuel. And let me tell you, the number of times I crashed trying to land that freaking plane is ridiculous. It's so hard.
Oh, there's a few games with peculiar flight mechanics.
Yeah, it's I understand that you want to make it a challenge, but at least give me a tutorial, give me some sort of information about how to land my plane, because otherwise I'm just going to keep crashing into the runway. I'm going to go boom.
I mean, I managed to do that even on modern flight simulator, so yeah, it will depend on the person.
Yeah, I need to play the new Microsoft Flight Simulator. I played quite a few flight simulators as a kid. They're just enjoyable, even though there's no often not a very specific objective to them. That's fine, you know, it's enjoyable. But, oh yeah, I wasn't very good at flying those planes. I crashed a lot. I stalled out a lot. You know, I did... That's how you play flight simulators. If you're not doing loop-de-loops and then spiraling to your death, are you really playing a flight simulator? Nah.
I remember playing a game on the Amiga where you start on a warship. What was it? Wings of Fury, I think it was called. And it was torture to get the plane to start, to fly, and then to land it. It's not a game that I can even consider for Kusogrand8. I think it's, I don't know, just dull. And I think you bomb civilians in it, so it's not exactly something that I would condone on this channel.
Yeah, like, I'm completely fine with games that are a product of their times, but at the same time, you know, there's a limit for what is kind of okay. That might still fly, but like, you know, we can't have Custer's Revenge here. That's not going to happen.
Probably not.
No, absolutely
not. I have to
not.
say, I have a few games that have nudity in the HUD.
Ooh.
But if those should happen, we will probably have to talk about how we do this.
Yeah, if there's nudity in the HUD, just give me a heads up earlier.
Yeah, I can just put some image over it.
I mean, if it's like a single pixel. Oh no, I am totally offended by a pixel. Oh my gosh.
By one pixel-sized nipple. Okay, so All Luck No Skill made it to stage 3. Here you have, well, the same planes that try to kill you, but you also get submarines that you can barely see in the water. And their rate of fire is much higher than the pods in the desert stage. So that alone is a bit harder to deal with.
And apparently, All Luck No Skill has been in this level before. I didn't see it because I was busy doing... I don't know what I was... Never mind, shut up! Okay, stop accusing me of things. I'm paying attention to the match as much as I can!
Yeah, so All Luck needs about, at this point, 2,000 something more in terms of points to beat their high score. That doesn't seem to have happened now, because they are game over now. Next time. So far, this is
Gadget.
a good lead. So far, no one else has even reached stage 3.
Okay. Ooh.
So this is clearly still a lead there.
Yeah. I think, you know, everybody's learning the basics of the game. The thing is, I saw somebody in chat mention that, like, games like this, you probably weren't expected to be playing for an hour. You know, you'd probably play it for 5 or 10 minutes and switch to something else. That was extremely common back in, like, Commodore 64, Atari, Amiga days.
Absolutely. I mean, it would depend on how long they would take to load, which on, like, lower-end Amiga models or C64, could take a while to boot up, you know. But still, it wasn't uncommon for me as a child to, like, play a game for 10 minutes and then pick something else out of the box and then get frustrated at that.
Yeah, it's that tended to be the case. A lot of the games ended up not just being like people would make compilations of, like, various games that they liked and have them all on a single disc, and it was often, like, even more encouraged to share the games that you had, like, especially whenever there were smaller devs, you know? It was more important to get the game out there than anything else. So Like, there are plenty of games that came in magazines that the goal of having the game was specifically to sell the magazine. You buy the magazine, you type it in, you're allowed to make whatever changes you want. You're allowed to share it with everybody that you want. It's like, it was such a fascinating thing with video game history. And honestly, I think a lot of games on itch are sort of similar to that as well, you know, that it's like you can buy them if you want, you don't have to, you're allowed to share it with whoever you want. If you want to play around with making changes, go ahead and do that, you know. Have my game as a little bit of a playground, and I love it. I'm glad that we're getting more of that spirit in video games again.
All right, now I'm trying to find out. Yeah, it was a full price game, this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least according to the Hall of Light, this was a full price title.
How much is full price, like, for Amiga?
I would have to have bought games at that point in my life to know that for sure. So, yeah, I'm not even sure.
Gotcha. Well, we're almost a half hour into the match, which means that the players are hopefully... Oh no! Oh look, no skill got touched on the butt! That play just came out of nowhere! Just bam!
Yep, that's the best thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen a lot. It has been happening a lot.
So everybody knows, it looks like the current order is Alok No Skill in first, having made it to stage 3. Jal and MK Cyborg to stage 2, though Jal on to stage 3 as well.
Oh yeah, Jal has made it to stage 3 for the first time now.
And Constantine...
And she's on 5 lives, so she's in a good position.
That's fantastic, yeah. Constantine, this is his first time getting to stage 2, and with 5 lives, there is a good chance that he could learn quite a bit about how this stage works, which is great, you know?
Yeah, the first time flying the helicopter is probably not going to end well. But so far, it's actually doing well. So
yeah, surviving right now is more important than getting a super high score. You know, if you're able to get to stage 3 and even stage 4, if you make it to stage 4, you're considered in the lead at this point. Really, what you want to do is just do whatever you can in order to get to the end of the stage or to the end of the game, and once you do, go back and start going for a high score, because that's only the tiebreaker.
Okay, so Jal got an extra life. They get extra lives at every 25,000 points. So Jal just got an extra life.
Gotcha. 25,000 points is a little bit of an odd score to have for extra lives, but it's not the most uncommon. I mean, it's like a quarter of 100,000.
Yeah, I think 500,000 would be too much. Everything below 25,000, it would be really too easy to grind score.
A lot of games would give you like an extra life at 20,000 and then at 100,000, and every time you hit 100,000 after that. That's not too uncommon to front load, like getting an extra life or 2 and then make it harder to get more than that, you know. But
100,000 points would be a very, very high score for this game. Technically, you do have 6 digits.
Yeah. Oh, Amazing Toaster is clarifying that some games were 20k, 50k, 100k, and then every 100k after that. Yeah, that's not too uncommon for the era.
That would have worked for this game. They went with 25,000 per piece. It's fine. By the end of like stage 5, you will have about 50,000 points if you played well. By which I mean, if you don't just avoid every enemy that you see. Okay, can Alok No Skill land the helicopter? They could.
Yeah!
So that's...
I really enjoy that if you're flying forward, your missile gets shot toward the ground. That's always good.
Yeah, I always keep forgetting that this is how this works.
Hey, Constantine and MK Cyborg are both on level 3 as well. Everybody has made it this far, which means that the tiebreaker is active. Jal currently in the lead with 41,447 points. We have MK Cyborg in second with a little over 39,000 points. JK, I believe MK Cyborg scored that earlier. All Luck No Skill actually just passed it though, so All Luck No Skill back in second. Constantine is in fourth, but again, it
MK
really
Cyborg
is
very
not going
close
to matter
beating
too
the
much.
stage, though.
Yeah, really.
And there it is.
And there we go. MK Cyborg moving from third to first, right there. Very nice.
That's a game over for Zhao.
I love
for
how many
Constantine.
place changes we had in about 30 seconds right there. That was beautiful.
Yeah, it's actually exciting. So, MK Cyborg made it to the fourth stage. This is the third helicopter stage. This is on grass, and it features the most trigger-happy turrets of all of them.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no. These are reminding me of the singing ladies in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I do not like them. Maybe a little bit more predictable and fewer bullets, but, you know, still, it's going to be a pain. Unless you fly right down near them. Hey,
All
All
Luck No Skill made it to stage 4.
There we go.
And
All Luck No Skill actually...
By quite some distance, the highest score at the moment.
So that is another change from second to first. All Luck No Skill is back in the lead, everybody. Yeah, sometimes you just get blessed with all of these lead changes, and I love it. This is good.
Okay, apparently the Amiga version of Army Moves cost £8.95, as per Psycho Volpes in chat.
That's fine.
That would be considered a budget title.
Yeah, I think that's fair. For a game like this, back in the day, you know, I think that would have been a fair price to pay to get this game. It's, you know...
I wouldn't recommend paying much more than that for this.
Well, I'm thinking, you know...
Even back then, people were not kind to this. There isn't like a huge amount of people that has like positive nostalgia for this title.
Yeah.
If you look at for instance at Lemon Amiga, the Amiga gaming website, it has a score of 2.7 out of 10. A user out of 63 votes. And I think my favorite comment on it is, if you excuse the curse. Fair play, when Dynamic were bad, they were committed to their shiteness. So yeah, that score is just about enough to land the game on their list of the 100 worst Amiga games.
Oh, perfect.
I have no idea why I kept playing this as a kid. I really don't. But in retrospect, it was always clear that I was going to end up in a situation like I am in now.
Yeah, I'm looking at the review in the magazine Zap, and they have a whole paragraph. They have multiple paragraphs of various opinions. One of them says, "Good grief. Come on, imagine. I thought the Amiga games market had passed through the never mind the game, look at the graphics phase. The level of gameplay in Army Moves is so minimal that it annoys me to think that people may have paid out big bucks just so they can practice holding down the fire button and religiously going through 2 joystick movement patterns. The slightest deviation from the stringent stick maneuvering results in instant death and a return trip to the start of the level. So if after 10 minutes play you haven't vengefully put the disc under the grill and watched it bubble its way into oblivion, you'll be slumped over your joystick dreaming of happier times. I regret the loss to the world's natural resources caused by the production of this utterly awful quote-unquote game."
That's That's vicious. That's
Yeah.
absolutely vicious.
I mean, like, if you're going to sell it for as much as was being sold, again, I don't think that would have necessarily been a bad price, but apparently people back then did. Oh, they're also listing that it was $24.95.
Okay, so yeah.
And that's a lot of money to spend on a game like this.
So yeah, the question with the price is a bit weird because, again, I took a look at the Hall of Light and what they had to say in terms of releases, and there's multiple releases of it, and they released it in 1991 as a budget title, and I think that would be the $8.95 priced version. The others are listed at full price.
Yeah.
So it was initially probably in that 20-something pound range. I
can believe it. And honestly, it hopefully went on sale after that, because I'm just thinking, like, 25 pounds in the 80s.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. For this? Yeah, no, you put it on itch, you sell it for $1 or whatever people want to pay. Or give it out for free and let people pay if you want, you know?
So that's a completion for Jao. On to stage 3.
Yeah, bonus 3333. Good bonus.
Yeah, the bonuses, they increase by 1,111 points for every stage. So 1, 1, 1, 1 in stage 1, 2, 2, 2, 2 in stage 2, and so forth. So that's a bit of an incentive to grind score. Not to grind score, to complete stages instead of grinding score. That's what I meant to say. Okay, so apparently the $8.95 was for the C64 version, and I want to thank Psycho Volpes personally for their commitment to researching this awful title.
I love that, like, the reviewers specifically say that the game is both extremely difficult and extremely boring at the same time. And, yeah, I tend to agree. Like,
there isn't
the
a lot
deaths
of
are just...
variety in within the stages, right? It's you go from one end to the other, it scrolls for you, and you just try to not die, right? However, there's like 4 entirely different types of game in this game. So if they call it boring, I would probably think that they didn't get very far.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, when you're reviewing a game that you absolutely hate after playing it for like 10 minutes, how much can you be expected to play? Like,
that's true. Okay, so Jao is on stage 4 now. Oh, yeah. So let's see if she can beat the final helicopter stage, because I really want to see how players are gonna deal with what comes next. So far, I haven't mentioned it, I think. So the game changes drastically in the next stage, so that's why I hope we get at least one player through this game.
Jal blew up a turret and flew into the bullet. Well, right now, the current order is All Luck No Skill in first, Jal in second, MK Cyborg in third, who was in first for a little while there, Constantine in fourth. All of the places are still open to be switched. There is a high possibility of that happening all the time during this, and I love it.
Oh, so Jal's on her last life. This is going on. No, that's death.
One of the reviewers, by the way, said, if you like your Amiga, then don't make it suffer by loading this into it.
Also, Jal missed first place by about 2,000 points.
No! Well, you know, Jal could definitely come back. Jal is a solid player, you know. She's been around for quite a long time. She's been a GM, and I honestly feel that like, the biggest downside to this game is that it can start to feel really boring when you play it this much. And so the biggest challenge that people are going to have to do is, like, how do I keep playing an auto-scroller and get through it and not be dumb and die, you know? I mean,
it's easier said than done.
Yeah, if you've talked to any speedrunner, okay, the worst levels are auto-scrollers because nobody wants to do them, and they just want to get to the end. And that's all the game is so far. Auto-scroller, auto-scroller, auto-scroller. Yeah, this is like a speedrunner's nightmare.
The game stops being an auto-scroller in stage 5.
Oh, that's cool. Maybe they could have done that in stage 1.
Yep, I don't understand their decision in terms of game design for this.
Yeah,
at all.
Apparently it was also an arcade game at some point.
I wouldn't discount that possibility. It is just about mean and rude enough to work as an arcade game. At least the first couple of stages. I'm not sure about the later ones. It would probably work. Well, Drakaza mentions stage 1 seems easiest to get a lot of points on so far. So yeah, basically, if you want to, you can just play stage 1 a few times until like right before the end, grind about 10,000 points every time and then die. But then you would start stage 2 on like 1 life, and you've seen how quickly you can die in this game.
A little quickly, yeah. Oh my gosh. This music is killing me. I'm getting tired of this, okay? I can only think of the freaking Comet song so long. Although I've never really known what the original song is, other than it was played by school bands or something like that. Oh, what's the song called?
Colonel Bogey March.
Who the crap is Colonel Bogey?
I don't know the history behind the song, but it appears to be a military kind of march.
Well, I hate Colonel. I hate Colonel Bogey and everything he stands for.
Maybe we should research Colonel Bogey before we make that assertion.
No.
In earnest.
No. Okay.
Well,
I have to suffer.
Don't.
I have to suffer because of the Colonel. And because of that, he gets no sympathy from me. None at all.
There's a fried chicken joke in there somewhere. I can't think of one.
I love that in Japan, like, Colonel Sanders is actually a very important figure, and a lot of the times they call him the Colonel, and I love it.
The Colonel.
Yeah.
This Colonel.
You have to respect the Colonel.
And I'll be happy to not think about this game for a long time after this match. It was one of the earliest ideas I had for a pick as a GM, even before I even applied to be one. So it's been in the back of my mind for a long time. I've been playing it every once in a while for like 10 minutes. And I'll be very happy to not touch it for a bit.
Okay.
This is a bit of catharsis for me, let's call it that.
So the guy who composed this music went by the name Frederick Joseph Ricketts, but was also Kenneth J. Alford. And I guess that's the name that he used, Kenneth J. Alford, to compose this song. Yeah, what else? What else did he compose? Come on, where's a list of marches? The Thin Red Line. Woo, Holyrood. That sounds fun. The Vedette, Colonel Bogey, The Great Little Army. I don't know that one. The Voice of the Guns. Scary. Yeah, he did a lot, and honestly, I would probably recognize quite a few of them, although this one is maybe more recognizable than anything else.
Yeah, I'd wager this is true. Okay, so if I see this correctly, Jal is actually doing my suggested strategy of grinding stage 1 for lives, for score before moving on. It's not going to be quite enough to get the lead just from this. And it's going to be very, very risky to...
yeah.
Like right now, she's on 44,000, which is a very, very good score, right?
For level 1, yeah, she's... Like, I think she's just trying to get a high score on this specific attempt, and
yeah,
odds are she's
just a few thousand more to get into the lead.
I think she's
But
been
then again,
dying on purpose.
she doesn't know if anyone else has gotten further than her, so...
Yeah, but that...
No, it's a bit of a risky thing now.
I think that that's fair to, like, have one attempt that makes a good push through levels and one attempt that makes a push at a high score. This is definitely going for the high score, and we're almost at 50,000 points here.
It's a very good strategy for some point in the game. I really didn't want players to, like, figure out this particular strategy, like, for their first couple of runs, and then we only see stage 1. I wanted them to try and beat the game, right? That's why I decided to go with stages beaten before high score. By now, it's probably a good idea to grind score.
Yep.
It's 15 minutes to the end. The game, if you play it perfectly, only lasts for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'd say that... I think that this is a really good meta strategy. NK Cyborg may be trying to do the same thing, but with a little less success than Jal has been doing on this first stage. Jal has really figured out a great way to get high score on level 1.
Didn't quite pay out for Mickey Cyborg because, well, that death was a bit premature.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, Jal has 59,000 points. The next high score is All Luck No Skill at 48,000 points. So Jal has over, at this point, 12,000 points more than All Luck No Skill. Both of them have made it to the same stage, which means that, you know, this play that Jal is doing right here pushes her into the lead. She's tied with All Luck No Skill.
We will see, but, like... I anticipated a player would come up with this kind of strategy. It's not, like, entirely uncommon to grind an early stage for score in this kind of arcade-style game, right?
Yep. And I expect at this point, after getting a game over, she's going to try to do another push through as many levels as possible, because that is a huge high score.
That is a very, very large high score. It won't matter if All Luck No Skill, or anyone, any of the other players for that matter, managed to reach the next stage.
Constantine is on stage 3 right now, with a healthy number of lives as well. 4 extra lives, that's pretty big.
Constantine hasn't been doing too badly with the helicopter stages. So if things go his way, it's entirely possible that he'll take the lead.
I love it. Yeah, like, Constantine is in 4th, but could move into 1st unexpectedly. You just, with a game like this, I love it because you do not know until the end.
Yeah, the scoring scheme, I know, it is a bit wonky, but I really had to make sure that players actually start to try beating the game. Okay, Constantine made it through. So now Constantine is on 5 lives and on stage 4. So that's a good chance for Constantine to take the lead here. Actually, there's a good chance Constantine's gonna go from last to 1st.
There is, yep. Yeah. But, of course, Constantine hasn't played the grass level yet and doesn't know the nightmares of the turrets. Learning how to deal with these turrets, that's what you need to learn right now, because they are not fun. They're bad.
That was great evasion there.
Yeah.
Oh, some great movements, some great army moves, if you will.
All the army moves. No!
Oh,
Again, you gotta watch your butt.
Always watch your butt. No, I think that was about washing, right?
You know, that would explain why my mother always said that so much, you know?
Oh no, I misheard.
Yeah, I thought she wanted me to watch my butt. My gosh.
Yeah, put up mirrors everywhere.
I just got really flexible, you know?
Oh, I'm actually getting tense. Oh no, last life for Constantine.
But still, 36,000 points. That's pretty...
36,000
It's
points
not enough to move out of 4th, but if Constantine can get, what, 4,000 or 5,000 points on this last life, he could move out of last. He could.
4,000 or 5,000 points is a lot of points, though.
Okay, that's about 2,000 more...
We will see. You die very
gosh.
quickly. Oh,
yeah.
this is very, very tense. I'm really...
Why? Army moves! Don't make
that's
me
actually a
stress
good
out
pattern,
like that. Oh my gosh.
That's a very, very good pattern for Constantine there.
No!
Oh no! That's it.
39,000 points. That is
oh,
not
no.
enough.
Oh,
MK
this
Cyborg
is
gets
like 600 points.
Yeah, 600 point difference between Constantine and MK Cyborg, and Constantine stays in 4th. There's enough time, though, for one more push.
Oh, I didn't. I messed that up, I think. I'm sorry. I forgot to tell them about, like, potentially finishing their last attempts when they go overtime.
Yep, if they weren't told that before, then we are just going to the hour and cutting it off there.
I knew there was something I forgot.
I mean, like, for the first of 4 matches going overtime, especially if it's unlimited overtime for your final attempt, that can put all the matches behind by like 20 or 30 minutes. So
yeah,
I personally am
wouldn't
fine
have
with
done
you not doing that.
Limited overtime anyway. That might end in disaster if they were to reach stage 5, because I haven't talked about it yet because we haven't reached stage 5. Okay, Gel with the intentional game over there.
Yep. I think that's fine. Everybody right now should be thinking, let's just make it to the latest stage possible and just try to do that, because that is the main scoring metric here. Everybody has done good high score attempts.
Yeah, the thing is, high score is the thing that is relevant at this moment, right?
Yeah, unless someone
the players have reached the same stage. We have a difference of, oh wow, over like 25,000 points between, just about 25,000 points between first and last place. But that all flies out the window, right? If you manage to reach stage 5.
Yeah, like
which by now is going to be impossible. The stage takes 2.5 minutes.
Which one?
Every stage.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, you're pretty much right. Nobody can get there. But, you know, I would still try. And who knows,
yeah,
if you play the earlier stages well enough, maybe you can get a decent enough score. What happened to Zhao's score? It went back down?
Zhao did a intentional game over earlier, and
oh yeah,
I'm not
was
sure
just
what
a
she's
little
trying
bit...
to do now. No, she's trying to beat the game. Otherwise, she would have probably taken a death.
Yeah.
To reset stage 1. So let's see how far she can get. Probably, it's not going to be enough.
It's all good. I mean, you get the extra bonus at the end of a stage.
I really, really hope they would reach stage 5. So let me talk about stage 5, and basically one of the reasons why I decided on this kind of convoluted scoring scheme here. Starting with stage 5, you turn into a soldier, like an actual walking, jumping soldier. And you start in a swamp kind of thing, and you have to jump from one platform to the other. That doesn't auto-scroll, so you have all the time in the world. But
Okay.
if you just stay put where you are at the start of the stage, you can wait for birds to show up. And when you shoo them away. And for basically, as long as you shoot and they react to your shot, your score goes up. And those birds will spawn infinitely.
Do
So
you
you
have
can just
limited
stay there
time?
for 20 minutes. Yeah, as far as I can tell, you have unlimited time to do that.
Oh my
So you can-
gosh, beautiful.
It would be terrible to just watch four players figure that out and then see the same screen doing the same thing 4 times for 20 minutes or something. So I wanted to not have that happen. So that's why I came up with this
Okay, that's
way
fair.
of scoring things. I figured out ways to get high scores anyway. Okay, so Mickey Cyborg is on stage 3 with 4 lives, so it's possible for Mickey to take the lead if everything goes well.
Yeah, let's see.
But it might be just not enough time. Yeah, it looks like he's throwing in the towel.
That is fair. Bad luck for all luck. Oh no!
I don't know.
If you have all luck
Just
and no
stop
skill and you get
to
bad luck, that
right
means...
in the channel. Oh, Jal is on the same stage with 4 lives. So it's about halfway through. So if anything, Jal would be able to extend her lead.
Yeah. Jal is doing a pretty good job of, I think that she's just trying to
Yeah.
get to the
Stay
latest
close to the
part of
ground.
the stage as possible. And yeah, since these planes only shoot horizontally, as long as they don't loop back or appear right behind you, you're going to be
Yep.
fine. You're fine.
They
at
do
just
sometimes.
chilling.
It's actually a good tactic. Oh no, that is a bad placement.
What a
but
troll placement. Oh my gosh.
it's completely random, so yeah. I can't credit the game with that evilness there. Alright, Jal made it through, and Jal has enough time, so if this goes well, we might actually see the soldier stage.
Oh my gosh! I want to see the soldier stage! Now, with that said, Constantine is another person...
About
Never
2.5
mind.
minutes, I'm not sure. Constantine, unfortunately, lost their last life. Didn't quite reach the high score there.
Yep.
Places should be essentially locked right now. There's no way that All Luck No Skill will be able to beat his high score. Constantine will not be able to.
Yep. So what
either-
we have here, everybody made it to stage 4, which means that we actually had a very even match. However, Jal knocked the high score out of the park with 63,750 points. All Luck No Skill, 48,924 points. MK Cyborg in third with 39,897, and finally Constantine with 39,349. Only a 600-point difference between third and fourth.
That was heartbreaking. It was so close.
Oh,
it
it
was
makes
so
me
close.
so excited, though. Like, when players are this close to each other in their skill, I love it. It's super exciting. And unfortunately, Jal dying on the grass level again, and we are probably not going to see the soldier stage, everybody.
No, it doesn't look like it.
That's okay.
So, by the way, Jal beat my my high score from a test run I did earlier, like I think yesterday I did that, where I got to stage 5, I think it was, and it was about like 55,000 points or something. So just by grinding, she got a higher score there.
Hey, welcome to Kusogrand8, everybody. You never know how the players are going to do. but oftentimes the players do better than expected. And Jal, yeah, you knocked it out of the park with that score there. That is time. Put your hands in the air, everybody, and celebrate a little bit because, you know, no more planes touching your butts. Nah, you can go ahead and just ignore them from here on out. Thank goodness. That's what I like about life. You don't really have to worry about vehicles touching your butt all the time. Anyway, let me go ahead and invite Jal in to talk. Yeah, how do you feel that the players did? I mean, level-wise, you were hoping that we got to see farther through the game, but score-wise, like, there were some really interesting meta strats, I think.
Yeah, so, I expected people to take a long time to like, grapple with the controls, because this really, you saw how quickly you can die. It's really unforgiving, and overall, I'm very, very happy to see how close everything was. Everybody got to the same stage. I'm a little sad. Oh wait.
Oh, hello, Jal.
Time is over.
And
hello, Jal.
Congratulations on your victory today, Jal.
Thank you. Was it by levels or by score?
Everybody made
Both.
it to the same level. And because of that, it was by score that you took the victory. Wait!
I made it to the man level just now.
Yes.
You got to
Just
the
now.
man level!
Just ever so slightly too late. Wow, on 9 lives.
That's
Yeah,
a lot of lives!
I don't need to have man level credit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Like, here's the deal. You got up to 63,750 points. That is 15,000 points higher than everybody else.
I'm so glad I did my score run. I was like, I hope everyone gets to the same level so I can cheese the first level and just get a really high score.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and I was like, Jal is smart. Jal is playing this right. Like, this
It
is
was the smartest
absolutely...
decision, and I think you timed it very well as well. So you still had time to try and grind like more levels.
Yeah, I tried to
even
give
after
myself enough time, but clearly I didn't, since I just got to the next
I
level.
was so close. Just like take it. Oh no, what's happening?
No, ignore that.
Bro, you're jumping the gun.
No, I'm not. They can't see it. Only you can see it on.
Oh,
Ignore
no.
that right now.
I'm so sorry. I'm so new to this.
Ignore the Discord screen right now because we're talking to Jal.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know what's going to happen anyway. So, right. So, how did you enjoy the game, Jal?
Honestly, I kind of liked it.
Oh
I was
my
having
gosh.
fun. The music never really got on my nerves like I thought it might.
That makes you very lucky.
I started getting annoyed at about the 45-minute mark. I'm like, I could really do without this music right now. I could really do with something else. But, you know, it was fine. Like, out of all of the offenses that this game committed, the music was okay. The thing is,
Yeah,
a lot of people were disappointed that this game cost, what was it, £27? And
Something like
it
that.
was a very inferior port of the game, so that is what a lot of people back in the day hated about this.
Well, all I know is the level I just got to after the match had a different song. So
Yep. That's also a reason why I wanted people to reach that. I wanted it to be a surprise, but it never happened. So yeah, it's an entirely different game starting from stage 5.
Yeah. So, Jal, like, you say that you enjoyed this game, like, how? Can you explain that to me?
I think like once you figure out how to consistently beat a level, like the first or the plane levels where I found like that you could just hang out at the bottom. I don't know,
Yeah, that was
it
a good
became
strat.
fun.
That's a good strat. That's basically the way to go in the helicopter levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like intense because I wanted to. Well, I guess that's part of being in the match, but
A little bit, but yeah, I think that a lot of people in the speedrunning community complain about auto-scrollers, complain about things being too repetitive, and this game is definitely one of those games that a lot of people would look at and be like, I don't want to play this. It's just going to be the same thing over and over. But at the same time, there's something a little therapeutic, you know, having that repetition. I don't think it's necessarily bad. It's just not going to be everybody's jam. And that is fine, you know?
Exactly. But it was like really responsive to control. You felt like where you wanted to go is where you would go. And I don't know, it's fun to jump around in a car.
The jumping in the car is so stupid. That's not how cars work, okay? Maybe an Inspector Gadget, but no, this is real life war.
I think this might be a pretty accurate representation of being in the army.
Oh, do we have any vets in chat? If so, can you confirm or deny? I would definitely like to know, is this how the army works? Yeah. Oh, well, Jal, you know, you've been a GM for us before. You've played in Kusogrand8. Why did you decide to play this year instead of be a GM?
Well, I've been busy with life and I still wanted to participate, so it's easier to just be a player this time around.
Okay. I think that's a pretty reasonable reason. Yeah, and you're off to a good start. You came in first today. So honestly, you know, it'll be exciting to see where you go from here. I gotta ask, are you doing anything else stream-wise that people should know about? Are you, or is it mostly just races in Kusogrand8?
Oh yeah, I stream regularly, twice a week. I play like whatever the people want. So lots of garbage on there.
Ah, yes.
Last game I played was X-Files for the PS1. So.
Oh my gosh, I want to play an X-Files game.
The FMV game, or was it?
Yeah, it is else? FMV.
That's a great game.
That sounds amazing. I want to play it. I love X-Files. Okay, it was fantastic until David Duchovny left, and then it was like, eh. It's like, yeah, I didn't love it for you, but I kind of do love you, Fox Mulder.
If you want less of him than the PS1 game, the two main actors didn't want to do it, so you play as a totally new guy.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, they do appear, but it's only towards the towards like the tail end of the game.
And they reused clips from the show. So.
Yeah,
but they did it quite well, if you ask me. I mean, it didn't like jump out as being something completely different to me, but you know.
Well, yeah, it doesn't.
As far as FMV adventure games go, that's actually quite a good game.
With that said, I've got to jump in here right now because we've got 3 more matches today, and I want to make sure that we have. Well, thank you so much, Chal, and Dolores Fred. Seriously, thank you as well. Congrats to all of the players. Even if you took 4th, that's okay, because you are still in it. You still have another game that we're going to punish you with. That's Kusogrand8, you know, and if you get eliminated after 2 games, then you are free from the torment that we will give out to you. Well, all right, thanks. You two. Take care. I'll see you later.
See you later.
Bye.
See ya. See you next time.
Well, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and run a short ad. Stand up, run to the restroom, grab a drink, do whatever you need. We will be right back.